What's up, everybody? Welcome back once again to your boy's channel. Your boy is back with a brand new video, and I want to take this time to talk about something I have not discussed in maybe a little while, and that is Eric July's Ripperverse. Yeah, man, the young Ripper man himself. So, give you a little background, man. I followed Eric July's Ripperverse. I'd probably say 2 or 3 years ago when it first came out. I just happened to jump on Twitter, which is now X, is all y'all know, and I saw him post a video, and it's basically like the first teaser trailer of his new comic book company, the Ripperverse, and I bought in immediately. And no lie, man, it has really helped to grow my channel over the last couple of years. At the time that I started covering it, I think I was sitting at like maybe a couple hundred subscribers. And then from there on, when I started covering, whether it was shorts or long form videos, my channel just took off and it went from like 200 to 900 in like maybe 6 or 7 months, I want to say, right? Well, fast forward to now. And lately, I've been kind of not really high on what the Ripperverse has been selling. I've talked about this before as well. I know that he's been pushing out more comic books. Pretty much everybody who's a main character or who's probably been a side character or whatever in the Ripperverse is now getting a comic book, which I think is pretty cool that he's able to, kind of spread out instead of just focusing on one book. He's able to focus on so many. Well, for me, the only book I was interested in, like I've said a lot of times, is Isom 3. And I did comment on one of his post that he said, I think the book is like 5,000 books sold, 6,000 books sold. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. But he did comment back because I said it's been, it's going on 3 months. When is Ice Time 3 dropping? And he said that, it's on the page, I guess, as far as when fulfillment is getting started or when it's going to finish. And quite honestly, man, I've got one toe in when it comes to reverse and one toe out. And the reason being is that I don't know if it's just the wait time for the comics. Like I said, I ordered it back in February. As of this video, it is May the 1st. And still waiting here. And I know a lot of people are probably waiting on Ripperverse comics from whatever they order, right? But I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm as interested or as invested as Eric July's Ripperverse comics as I was within maybe the last 6, 7, 8, 9 months. I was watching some of his streams, following what was going on, and now I feel like I've honestly fell off when it comes to what he's been putting out. And I don't know if it's just the characters, I don't know if it's the story, but I know that from at least from what I've read or some people talk about, it seems like there's been a lot of people who've also felt the same way, who fell off when it comes to the Ripperverse. Mike Partika, he covers a lot of Eric July's comic books. He was talking about how the sales kind of dropped, I believe, from Isom 1 to 2 because of the fact that, a lot of people who were probably dedicated, Ripperverse young Ripper fans, right? They took a chance and they bought the first comic, and then when the second one dropped, they didn't come around for it. You know what I'm saying? And I've currently have Isom 1, 2, Yara 1. I think they're the trio, the cops, the trio. I forgot their names. I have their first issue as well, and then that's kind of where it stops at. And then of course, Isom 3 was the main one I really wanted to get my hands on. So I did order it. So we'll be doing an unboxing and a review when I get it. But for the most part, I've just been not as interested with what he's been dropping. And I've seen the posts that he's had put out through YouTube, that he's put on YouTube, and that he's also put out there on Twitter. And basically, it's uh, the number of books that have been selling. And a lot of the numbers have been low. They've been like less than 10,000. And I think the reason for that is simple. With him being able to sell more books and with more characters and more stories, it's not like he's having one character being told each month. He's putting out a lot more books with a lot more characters and stories being told. So there's a lot more options to choose from, right? So that's cool. That's major. That's major. That's major. That's major. But I don't know. Somewhere along the lines, I just kind of found myself losing interest. And I did find myself starting to get back into it a little bit, but maybe it's just the wait time that is pushing me out of being interested in the Ripperverse. And I guess my question, y'all, the reason I'm making this video is how many of y'all are still interested in Eric July's company? This is not me making a video bashing him or the Ripperverse. I think what he's doing is cool. He's making a name for himself, for his company, and he's giving people jobs, and he's bringing people on, and doing his thing, right? So this is not a video of me bashing him, but just kind of me talking to y'all and just asking y'all, y'all interest in the Ripperverse company as far as the comic books that he's put out or getting ready to put out. Which ones have y'all looked at? Like I said, for me, Isom 3 is the only one. I know he has the Great World Separation 2. He also has the Horseman, the official first book of the Horseman. I don't know what the last one was. It might have been him coming into Florida Park. So I guess this new book that he is dropping is officially his story. But yeah, it's been cool. I'm not shutting the door completely on the Ripperverse. This is just kind of leaving the door cracked open in case I decide to ever come back. But I wanted to just talk to y'all, man, and just have a conversation about Eric July's comic book company because I haven't talked about it for quite some time. And I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it as well either, as far as the interest. Like I said, I know his books are, selling 2, 3, 4, 5,000. I did see the statue, by the way, recently. Both of Yara and of Isom, and that thing is mega huge. Okay, I thought that thing was gonna be like some small, tiny thing, but no, that thing is like taking up a big portion of your desk space. And honestly, I wasn't gonna come out of pocket $500 for either one of those, man. So, hey, kudos to the people that could. And there are people out there who literally are coming out of pocket like hundreds and thousands of dollars buying up the whole entire pack of merch and comic books whenever he drops a new comic book. Like if you got Isom 3, right? There's the main 3 or 4 comics that he's dropping, right, with the different covers. Then he's got the 4 books that have like the autograph, but they're in the slabs. You know what I'm saying? And then he has like the t-shirts and he has whatever else type of merch he has going with him. And it is nuts that people are coming out of pocket spending thousands and thousands of dollars on this stuff. And I ain't knocking it, man. If you got it, hey, go ahead and spend it. Me personally, if I had it, I probably wouldn't be spending it. I'd probably be very selective. And that's what I said before when I was into the comic books. I was being very selective about the Ripperverse and the stuff that he had going on. So this is just me having a conversation, man. Just talking to you about the Ripperverse and the comic books. And like I said, I'm not completely shutting the door on Isom. I'm not Isom, excuse me, but the Ripperverse. I'm leaving the door cracked open. Maybe there'll be something in the future that will catch my attention. Just right now, my interest on a scale from 1 to 10 is probably like at a 5. Even with Isom 3 and having to wait, maybe I'll be more excited when I get it. But as of right now, I'm just kind of like, eh. I'm not really caring too much, maybe because I ordered it back in February and it's already May, and I'm still waiting. So, I know he has a lot of books that he's working on, pushing out. I'm sure he's a very busy man, but yeah, my interest is just not as high as it used to be when it comes to the Ripperverse. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. Post your comments down below. Let me know what y'all think of anything I said. Post your comments also about how y'all feel about Eric July's Ripperverse. I'll catch you on my next video. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate every last single one of y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace. I'm out.